Myles, Rick was just saying you were kind of fighting through back stuff, all game. Just what, I guess how disappointing is it to have that come up in a game like that, and how much do you feel like it held you back?
Yeah, I mean, we played, 100 games this year. It's the healthiest season I've had ever. And I think I played 95 of those 100 games, and it's just unfortunate that, the very last game of the season, you put in all the work in your body and it just kind of turns on you a bit, Started a bit last game, just had a couple back spasms here and there, was able to get it worked out. It was just never really the thing. I had a lot of trouble kind of bending and trying to guard and just move around the floor, and I wasn't going to sit out. I told everybody that, I'm to give it everything I had, and then, if it wasn't enough, then sub me out. But, I tried to do everything I could, and, it's unfortunate. Like I said, it's a closeout game, and I just wasn't 100%. But there's no excuses in this league. Nobody feels sorry for us, so you just got to keep moving.
For each of you, I'll start with you, Myles. This year to have, role stability, be on a team that made it as far as any Pacers team you've been on has, what did this all mean to you this year?
I was actually just telling him, man, this has been an incredible journey for me. This is the first time I've been out the first round in my entire life. History is all there. If I go back to high school when I was at U.S. Trinity, I didn't get out the first round in there. Everybody here obviously knows when I was at Texas, we lost to Butler in the first round. And, my first few years of my career, a couple game sevens, couple sweeps. So, it took me 28 years of my life to, finally get to this point. And I couldn't be more proud of just the progression, but I just know that I have a long way to go. So I waited a long time just to get to this point, and, just want to keep building.
Ben, for you, going back even 1 year ago, could you have imagined being in a rotation for a playoff team and as a rookie and have the year that you had?
I can't. It's been a lot of learning, growing, staying ready. I think my rookie year has been a lot, just going from not playing to starting in the Eastern Conference Finals. But, it's been a great year, a lot to be proud of, and excited for the future. So
He's going to be modest. Told him he a legend, man. Ain't no rookie starting in the Eastern Conference Finals. So that's unheard of. Look at that.
Myles, I guess just for you, just what was it like kind of watching Ty work through this postseason? Obviously, he missed the last 2 games, but, those first 15 games, kind of seeing those new experiences and new problems and trying to solve them.
Ty never got rattled, man. He's someone who he cares about the game so much, and you can see it on his face, whether it's a good game or a bad game, you know what I mean? And I think that whatever teams threw at him, he found a way. It's his credit to him and his team. He found a way to continue, to keep making different reads, keeping us open and keeping himself involved and still making big shots. So I was very proud of his progression. He also played through injury as well. That first Milwaukee series, he could have very said, "Oh, my back hurts," and, didn't play. But he fought through that. And, that's leadership right there, man. And it's I think it's incredible that, that your star player, can see every single defense and still find a way to be effective. It doesn't really rattle him.
Myles, they're obviously a very experienced team, been through these games, and you guys haven't. Does that explain maybe what happened in 3 of these games that you kind of had your hands on them and it didn't work out? Is that just an experience thing, or can you put your finger on anything else?
That's what the playoffs is about, right? It's just a possession game. I think we did show our lack of maturity at times, but I don't have just a straight answer for you. You know what I mean? It's still very fresh for all of us. Very frustrating. To have all these games, kind of in your grasp and be able to, kind of just let it slip through, at the end. So it's tough. Like I said, very, very fresh emotions. So I can't really give you just a straight answer.
Myles, obviously this wasn't the outcome you wanted, but to be going into year 10 here, what does it mean to you to be the constant throughout all the change, throughout all the trade rumors, and then to end up, Eastern Conference Finals with the chance to obviously build on that?
I can go on and on with that question, but just to keep it concise, I just kind of remember coming in Shep's shoes, kind of, just coming in and just not knowing what to expect and just knowing that I was laid all out there and just whatever happens, happens. And it's a rarity that, one player, is with the organization as long as I've been. So I definitely don't take it for granted. I have a lot of love for the city. I try to express it, as much as I can. To be frank, I have battled a lot of bullshit since I've been here. Honestly, it's been, just battling sometimes with non-believers, having to deal with all the trade rumors, having, another big man signed right in front of my eyes. Like, you can name it. I've been through a lot of stuff here, but it never deterred my professionalism and my path, because I was brought here for a reason. And no matter what was thrown in front of me, I'm going to continue to be the consummate professional and the man that I am. It's very easy to be like, this happened, so I'm going to give up, or they gave up on me, so I'm going to give up on them. That's not my MO. It's a job at the end of the day. And it's a dog-eat-dog world, too. So, I show up and I do my job, and, I just get better and better and better and better every year. And, I'm definitely, I don't give myself a lot of credit, but I'm definitely proud of myself for that. It's just the progression, I've got my body where it needs to be. I got my diet where it needs to be. I've gotten my circle where it needs to be, just in my personal life, and I just rededicated myself to my craft, and, shown over the past couple of seasons, and it's only onwards and upwards from here.
Myles, what's the biggest thing a young team can take away from a series like this and a playoff run like this, and take that momentum into next season?
It's not going to get any easier. We introduced a style of play this year that people haven't seen in a long time, and a lot of people wanted to try to mimic, but the way this front office put this team together and orchestrated everything that we have here was obviously masterful. And now we have to see how we get better. We have one of the best offenses in history. Now we have to go do it again. So things are very fresh, like I said, emotion-wise. So I don't want to get into and delve into everything there, but guys like him are going to have a big summer. He has to continue to build off of this and continue to carve his niche out next year. You got guys like Jarris Walker, who was able to kind of sit back and watch. Your Jalen Smiths, your Isaiah Jacksons, guys that stayed ready. Obviously Andrew Nembhard had an incredible, postseason as well. So all your young guys just have to stay ready and have an incredible summer, going into next year, as well as the vets.
And in general, rookies are players picked in the year where you aren't expected to contribute all the time right away. Was there a moment that you can recall during the season where you're like, yeah, I can do this, or like, yeah, I can easily help this team in this way or that way?
I'm not sure there's a moment, but I'd just say when I'd get called off the bench for a few minutes to guard a star player in the NBA, just building that confidence on that defensive end just made me realize I can really guard and I can really play in this league. So it's not a specific moment, but a lot of moments throughout the year.
I saw it early, man. I saw it in pickup, when we first got here. Just watching the way he moved, the way he was able to navigate screens, just knockdown shooter, man. He was ready. He was very ready.
Myles, you guys, obviously, a big reason why you wanted to get into this playoffs was just to learn, to see all the experiences, basically, that a lot of these guys haven't had. Just what do you feel like are the most important things this group learned just over the last, month and a half, 2 months in the playoffs, just, considering all the tough battles you were in?
A multitude of things. I think that the playoffs, everybody thinks it's so physically daunting. This is that. Yes, it is, but it's also mentally daunting. It's daunting on your spirit, mentally, physically, and spiritually. It's you have to be prepared for these moments. You're the only show on TV. Everybody is constantly going to have something to say about your performance. One little mistake in the first quarter can cost you the game in the fourth. It's a possession game. That next man up mentality, like I said, Isaiah Jackson hadn't really played much at all this season and was thrown right into the fire and excelled, And then just how important a great coaching staff is, man. These guys worked tirelessly through this off season. I know these guys didn't sleep just to give us the best looks or give us the best chances to win and operate. I look, someone like Jenny herself, she really committed herself to the defense this year. You bring in Jim Boylan, he was able to help us a lot, on the defensive end as well. You see where we started this year at defensively and how we ended it, and it's just a huge credit to them. And I really think that they were our X factor a lot this year. Everybody's gonna look at the players, but just the little ins and outs and intricacies of the games, man. Our coach staff dedicated themselves to us this year, and it showed.
All right, thank you. All right.